Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Tuesday, August the 5th. I'm actually wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs black ice jersey, if anybody's wondering. Reebok used to have every team done with this black ice type thing, and it's in the countdown, and it'll be in the countdown a couple episodes down the road. So, hey, bit of a preview there while we're at it. So, starting off with some kind of surprising news. Vitaly Kravtsov has been overplaying in the KHL for the last 2 years, but he had a very good season this past year. So the Vancouver Canucks are bringing him back. It's a 1-year contract, pays him $775,000 at the NHL level, $450,000 at the AHL level. Now, in the event that he plays less than 16 games with the Vancouver Canucks, if he ends up in the AHL for a lot of the season, he becomes a Group 6 unrestricted free agent next summer. So not playing enough games to qualify as not Group 6. And so either way, Kravtsov likely gets his freedom next year, or the Canucks have themselves a find. We'll see whether or not Kravtsov is more productive for the Canucks this time around than he was last time around. After the trade from the Rangers, I believe it was a goal and an assist in 16 games. Very quiet time for Kravtsov. So a Canucks team that could use some production gets Kravtsov added back to the lineup. We'll see how it goes. An AHL extension for the Toronto Maple Leafs / Marlies here. William Villeneuve signs a 1-year extension. And when I saw Villeneuve, I was like, is that any relation? I can't find any relation to Jacques Villeneuve. 55 games with the Marlies this past season, 4 goals, 36 assists, 40 points. There is a chance he gets into a game or two with the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. Looks like his defensive game is what would need to get a little bit better for him to get that shot with the parent club, but at the very least, he gets a 1-year extension. The Stadium Series logo has been released by the NHL. They did that today on social media. It's got sort of an old-fashioned like wooden ship. I want to say pirate ship. It's very similar to the Buccaneers logo. Makes sense since it's in Tampa Bay. It's between Tampa and Boston, and of course, fans embraced it warmly. Actually, no. On social media, a lot of comments from fans about there's too many outdoor games. Why don't you get new teams in the game? That kind of thing. And Tampa's only had one outdoor game, but it is Boston. I totally get it. Boston has played a lot of outdoor games. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. If you're looking for an interesting record that a player is chasing this season, and at some point this summer I can get into milestone chases that players are on, but Austin Matthews may very well be the all-time goal-scoring leader for the Toronto Maple Leafs franchise soon. He has now reached 401 goals in his career with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The all-time record belongs to Matt Sundin, who had 420 in his time with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And so that would make Austin Matthews the only player to lead an original 6-team in all-time goals amongst active players. I am surprised that the Toronto Maple Leafs have never had a 500-goal scorer. To be honest, you would think with how long they've been in the NHL and the success they had with Stanley Cups up until 67, that they would have had a 500-goal scorer along the way, but that has not been the case. Josh Manson, kind of an emotional thing that Manson did today and kind of a nice gesture as well. He posted a touching tribute to his mother on the 2nd anniversary of her passing, and that is in the Players Tribune for anybody who wants to look that up. The Colorado Avalanche sent that out on social media as well. And it's a touching tribute to his mother, and shows Josh Manson is a high quality kind of guy. So pretty good character move on his behalf there, and hopefully that helps others that are dealing with that kind of mourning process. And Josh Manson seems like a pretty decent, upstanding dude. Alex Ovechkin. So we've had this discussion about whether or not this is Ovechkin's final season. I think this is another indicator that, it's probably his final year. He has partnered with Yandex, which is a Russian company, and their streaming platform in order to make a either movie, series, or documentary, something along those lines, about Alex Ovechkin's NHL career. It doesn't make sense to do this if it's not his final season in my eyes. So, to me, this says that Ovechkin has a plan in place. Now, I look to see whether or not this is something they're going to do this season. I think so, but I couldn't find confirmation. So if you see him with a documentary film crew around him early in preseason, I think whether they've announced it or not at that point, that would make it Ovechkin's final year. Doesn't make any sense to make a documentary about your career if it's not over. So, and if you're not, bringing it to an end, and then they could do like videos of him in final times in buildings and his thought of different buildings and that kind of thing. So we'll see what happens. But it does sound like Ovechkin's career may very well be winding down. This partnership, to me, says that that's where things are headed. He is about to turn 40 years of age, and he has talked about wanting to spend time with his kids, more time with his family, and wanting to play a little bit back home before officially calling it quits as a pro hockey player. So, sort of a scary incident posted on Seattle's social media as well. So, when you go filming in Alaska, there is a danger in Alaska. That is grizzly bears. And so they're out fishing on the river. Grizzly bear decides, that buoy there, the mascot, that's an interesting looking snack. So it kind of half charges, like the video says that the grizzly bear charged at him. It thought twice about it. It basically took a few jogging steps and then decided, forget it. That is a scary incident, and it's one thing that would give me pause about going to Alaska is the area I'm going to have a lot of grizzly bears in it. And I say this because even though there's a lot of bears in the area that I live in, those are black bears. Those are very, very different situation. If I go out into my backyard, if I'm out in a park and I see a black bear, I'm not going to be overjoyed about it. I'm not calling it over to feed it snacks, but I'm not going to freak out. Grizzly bear, on the other hand, that's a whole other that's a whole different bear right there. So glad that the person portraying Bowie is okay, and they kind of laughed it off after, and I'm thinking, if there's a time that the guy in a mascot outfit's going to say something and maybe use some swear words, or as Star Trek fans would say, colorful metaphors, which I still use that terminology because I'm old, that would be the time. That would be the time that the person in the mascot costume has some words, and they may not be all that wonderful. So, I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad that we can laugh about it, but it is something to consider if you want to do these nature retreats in Alaska. That nature kind of belongs to the bears. Double check and see how many bears are in that area, and is it prone to a lot of grizzlies being around? Because if it is, my answer to that would probably be no. And there's something that I wanted to talk about before ending this video. So as I get set to do season previews, and this is the plan, is to do the season previews. I have all 32 teams in this, so for people who may be too young to know, the Coleco table hockey games used to have the hockey players on them, so I found a listing on eBay with every team, and I was like, done. And then I ordered some to fill in the blanks too on some other teams. So my plan is to magnet up all 32 teams. I do have, as you can see, San Jose magneted up and ready to go. Let me know anything that you think that should be included for this season's season previews. So there's just a little question, and just let me know in the comment section below what you'd like to see. I'm trying to keep it simple. Likely top six, likely bottom six, the defense, the goaltenders, their record over the last few years, their top prospects, the scoring leaders for this past season, and the top five scorers would be from 2021, 2022 until now. The cap space, their schedule, going over just little things on their schedule, and what the channel vote has been for that team thus far. So let me know anything else that you'd like to see included for the season previews. I do like using the 4-foot by 2-foot board for them. I'm not using the tape this year. I used tape last year, and I included a lot of stats that just didn't seem like they had much engagement behind it. So I just wanted your opinion before I get rolling with these. Even though this is all put together, I don't intend to get the season previews started for at least another week. So I'm just trying to make sure I've got the format all figured out, and then it's just, taking the players off the board and putting in the replacements from there. So thank you guys so much for all your support as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. I think these are great. I'm very excited about this. I understand that I couldn't use these for a lot of other videos because it is hard to see the logo on your phone or whatever you're looking at it on. But for a video like this where I'm going to be doing previews, it makes a lot of sense. And yes, I do have Utah Mammoth in these as well. I am greatly grateful for having that. So I'm kind of excited to get the season previews going. But I understand you don't want to do them too early, and you don't necessarily want to leave them for too late. So there's kind of that in between there. But thank you guys so much for all your support as always. If you haven't already hit like and subscribe, please do. That being said, I'm done for now. I will talk to you again soon.